to my channel, Guitarist for Christ, where you can learn how to play guitar in church. In this video, I'm going to go over a good practice session. This is a practice session that I did, and you'll learn some of the things that I did as a beginner. In my first month learning guitar, I practiced almost 2 hours a day, sometimes 3 or 4 for a month. And I got really good quite quickly. At the end of the month, I knew about 10 chords, and I was able to play the key of G very well. And I played my first special after a month. That's online. I'll have the link in the description. But for you to be able to practice, I'm going to show you a good practice session, and what my practice session looked like, and some improvements that I could have done better that you can do because I can't go back in time. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take your guitar out. Now, you want it to be fun. You don't want practice to be something you despise. You want it to be something you enjoy doing. So usually when I took it out, I'd start by doing a chord cycle. I have a full video on chord cycles, but a chord cycle like maybe I'd just do G, C, D, or G, C, E minor, and D, I don't know, but like this. And that would just kind of get me in the mood for guitar. And then I would do that for a while. I'd do a few things for maybe a minute, and then I'd do a hand stretching thing, which I've done a video on, and you can see that video as well. But I just do a hand stretching thing, and my left hand is literally larger than my right hand because I only did it with my left hand, and it made it where my hands would be able to reach the chords very well. And then I do a few more chord cycles because I always do chord cycles. And then I do finger push-ups or the spider exercise, or both. I have a video on those as well. So finger push-ups, you just third string for all your fingers, 1 fret apart, and then up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I have a full video on it. And then the spider exercise, you just move down the frets like this with your fingers. It's the same video where I have that. And I do that. And that exercise would get me ready for guitar even more so. And then I try to learn something new. Or maybe I had already learned something new, but I try to apply it. For example, bar chords. I tried bar chords at this time. Now, I can play bar chords very well now, but it's been 2 years, so it isn't something that a lot of beginners can do right away. So I tried bar chords. And since I wasn't able to do them very well, it wasn't the most fun time of my practice session. But the very next thing was the most fun time, in my opinion. For me, I would just go practice with other musicians. My sister, who's a violinist, I would go practice with her, or I'd practice with some friends. A couple of them knew how to play the piano, and another guitarist who really helped me. And I would practice with them during a practice session so that I would be able to do better. Like, if I'm practicing to be able to swim really fast, then what do? I swim. If I'm practicing to be able to run really fast, what do? I run. So if you're practicing to play guitar in church, what do? You play guitar with musicians who've played in church, and you play guitar in church. That's how you practice. So I would do that. And now, this is the thing about time, is this time could last as long as you want it to. For me, sometimes it would last 15, 20 minutes, but usually it would last a couple hours because we really enjoyed it, spending the time together practicing, and we both got really good during these times because we were practicing, and it was very fun. And this time, it can last pretty much as long as you want it to, and it's the most fun time in my opinion, but make sure you have fun when you're practicing, okay? And then, after I was done with that, I'd do a couple more chord cycles while I'd go to put my guitar away, and maybe I'd do the finger push-up exercise one more time, and I would try the new thing I was trying to learn one more time. And I could usually do it slightly better than I could when I tried it before practicing for a while, because I had been practicing for a while. And that's how I would practice a lot, and then I'd put the guitar away. Now, how often should you practice? Well, I practiced 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours a day for that first month, and the next month it wasn't so good. It probably averaged out to about an hour a day. But a lot of people don't have that kind of time on their hands. I was very young at the time and homeschooled, so I had a whole lot of free time. And what you want to do is you just want to set a time for the week. So like this week, I want to practice guitar for 3 hours in the full week. So then you try to set that. You try to do that. 30 minutes a day would be 3.5 hours, and then you could chop off a day. So that would be 3 hours of practice, that's 30 minutes a day. Or maybe you don't have quite that much time, so you want to practice for 2 hours. But set a goal and practice, and don't see your practicing as something that you need to cross off the list just so you can get better at it. See your practicing time as something that's enjoyable to you. This is really important for beginners, that they want to play guitar. If you don't really want to, and you need encouragement for it, well, just listen. You can listen to some people play guitar. And it always encouraged me because I would want to play like that person. And it would help me to be able to practice. I hope you learned something new in this video. I hope you continue practicing and practicing efficiently, and you'll see me in the next video.